Hands down, my favourite dish in the world is steak and chips. Don't at me, full stop, end of. It's just incredible when it's done right. We're going to use Ooni's dual-sided grizzler, the cast iron pan, in the Koda 16 to cook a beautiful Scottish ribeye steak. We're going to triple cook some chips. Check this out. Now we'll first talk about potatoes. When you go to the supermarket, you can pretty much put the tatties that you'll see into two categories. You get your waxy potatoes and you get your floury potatoes. Now waxy potatoes are great for your salads and your soups because they hold their shape, they keep their bite, that's what you want. But when you come to chipping potatoes or roasting potatoes, you want a fluffy inside. That's why we go with the floury ones. Today, only use Maris Piper. You can get them, you can get some other floury ones, but Maris Piper, tried and tested, amazing, right? Few steps. We're going to wash and peel the potatoes. We're then going to cut them into their chips. Don't worry if they're not too equal, that's fine. After that, we're going to put them in some cold water. At first, the water's going to go really cloudy. That's just the starch coming off the potato, which we want, otherwise they'll brown when they fry. We'll keep washing them in the cold water until that water runs clear, and then we'll go to the next step. To get the best results for our chips, we're going to triple cook them. 3 steps. The first step, we're going to boil them at a low to medium heat for about 10 minutes until they're almost cooked. Then we're going to let them air dry just for like 20 minutes. You can put them in the fridge for, you could do this the day before if you wanted, but 20 minutes is sufficient. We'll then put them in a fryer at 150 degrees until they start to colour. By this point the chips are pretty much cooked, but they're not crispy. The first 2 steps take away the moisture, which makes the ultimate crispy chip by the time we've cooked them that last time. And for that last time, back in the fryer, 180 degrees, that'll crisp them, they'll golden, they'll start to float in the oil, and that's your chips done. And I've just stopped there. Now, I live in Edinburgh and it rained. It rained, and I mean it rained. Like my house stays on is right beside a river. The riverbanks burst. There was cars covered up to the roof in rain and water. It's been crazy. It's been like this for a little while, so I had to pause the video, the filming, the joys of recording outside. However, in the meantime, I did manage to get the shelter built, so the second half of this video will have a nice shelter where I've got more flexibility to do some filming. But that'll be, and that explains the shit. Oh my god. Well, we finally got a dry day in Scotland. It doesn't happen all that often, so I'm going to make the most of it and crack on. Our chips have been boiled for about 10 minutes, or maybe just less, until they're almost falling apart. They've been fried at 150 degrees Celsius for 6 or 7 minutes, and they're ready for their final fry whilst the steak's resting. Now the steak that I've got is a beautiful ribeye steak from my local butcher. It's about 1.25 inches thick. You don't want any sort of thinner than an inch, otherwise you won't get the results that you're looking for. So 1.25 inch ribeye steak, and I'm going to cook it on the dual-sided grizzler pan. Now at the moment everything's cold. The cast iron pan's cold, the Koda 16's cold, but I'm going to put the dual-sided grizzler in and I'll turn it on. So what we're looking for is the cast iron to be 300 degrees Celsius, which is just under 600 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll use an infrared thermometer to do that, and it'll take about 10 minutes to get up to temperature. All I'll season the steak with is a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper, and that is it. You don't need anything else to make a steak taste good, as long as the meat's good. So it's been 10 minutes and the steak's seasoned with the oil, salt and pepper. The pan is smoking hot, you'll soon see. Beautiful smoking hot pan. Now I've already done a temperature test, but just to double check, right in the centre of the stone, 302 degrees Celsius, which is spot on. Now one thing to note, if I was cooking a sirloin or a strip of steak that had a fat cap on it, I would have the fat towards the flame. That'll help it cook and cook the fat all the way through. And I'll add the steak right to the centre of the pan. Now that's going to go in for 1 minute and 45 seconds on each side. So I've got my stopwatch at the side of my pan just to make sure that I am sticking to the timings that I'm saying, so that it gives you something to go by as well. And that's been 1 minute and 45 seconds. There we go. So we're halfway there. I'll just use the tongs to turn it around. Look at that. Ah, unreal. And back in for its last 1 minute and 45 seconds. Now in the meantime, I'm going to get a plate with some tin foil just to prepare it to rest the steak, and I'll rest the steak for about 5 minutes, ample time to cook those chips for the last time. Time's up. It's final minute and 45. Wow. Now I'm going to be fairly quick with this, because the longer the steak stays on the cast iron, then it's going to continue to cook. And there goes the wind. So this comes off onto the foil, and then we'll wrap it up. This will stay like this for about 5 minutes now, just to rest, let all the meat relax, and then we'll slice it beautiful medium rare. So it's been about 5 minutes, the chips are frying away, they're nearly done. Let's check out what this looks like. Wow. Need I say more? So that's it folks, thanks for hanging around, and sorry about the wait for this video. It's taken a wee while longer than I'd actually hoped, but hey ho, we got there in the end. As always, stay safe, and if you haven't already, do like, subscribe to the video, keep me doing it. And if you're interested in any of the Ooni products, I am an Ooni brand ambassador, and I've got affiliate links in the description box below, so if you want to buy any of the products, go through them. It costs you no more, but I get a small commission just to help keep this channel going and making some more great food like this. But that's it, thank you so much, and take care. See ya.